Hello again, Product Bakar family. Welcome back to another episode where we shed light on the topics in the world of product. I'm your host Rishi, and today we are diving deep into something every product manager needs to master, and that's data analysis. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, data sounds boring, sounds like math. But trust me, by end of this episode, you'll see data not as a chore, but as your product's secret superpower. So why is data analysis so crucial for us product managers? Think of it this way. Building a product without data is like trying to navigate a dense jungle blindfolded. You might stumble upon something good, but it's mostly guesswork, and you're bound to run into a lot of trees. So, data helps us to make informed decisions, not just assumption. It helps us to understand the user better. Who are they? What do they do? What problems are they facing? It helps us to identify opportunities. Where are the gaps in the market? What features are our competitors missing? It helps us to prioritize feature. What will bring the most value to our users and our business? It helps us to measure success or even failure. Is our product actually solving the problem it was designed for, or are the users engaging with it? And it also helps us communicate effectively. Data provides a common language for your team, your stakeholders, and even investors. It replaces, I think, with the data shows. In a sense, data analysis moves us from opinion based product development to evidence based product development. And that, my friend, is a game changer. So let's get practical. How does data analysis actually show up in our day to day product journey? For that, I have more or less defined different stages. One is during discovery and ideation, another is during design and development, and third stage is post launch and iteration. So let's look at during discovery and ideation. How does data analysis actually helps? So for example, for discovery and ideation, market research data. It's for analyzing industry reports, competitor analysis, search trends to identify market gaps and the user needs. User interviews and survey data. Sifting through qualitative data for recurring themes, pain points, and desires. You can quantify these themes to see which are most prevalent. Another is website or app analytics, if applicable to the existing products. Looking at user flows, drop off points, popular features to understand the current behavior. For example, if you are redesigning an e commerce checkout, you'd analyze conversion rates at each step. Stage two is like during design and development. You do A B testing, running experiments on different UI elements, copy or feature variations to see which performs better. For instance, testing two different call to action buttons to see which one gets more clicks. Another is usability testing data, observing the users interacting with prototypes and collecting metrics like task completion rate, time on task, and error rates. While designing and developing, you'd also look at feature usage data. Once a feature is launched, tracking how often it is used, by whom, and for how long. This helps you to understand its adoption and engagement. And once you have launched your product and you're iterating on the product, you'd look at different data points like key performance indicators called as KPIs tracking, monitoring metrics like daily active users, which is called DAU, monthly active users, which is called MAU, retention rates, customer lifetime value, which is called CLTV, and the churn rate. We'd also look at funnel analysis, understanding how users move through your product and identifying the bottlenecks. If your onboarding funnel has high drop off at a certain step, data pinpoints exactly where to focus your efforts. And the most important thing is customer support data. Analyzing common support queries can highlight areas of the user confusion or the product defects. These are just few examples, but the possibilities are endless. Data is your compass, your map, and your magnifying glass. Now flip the side. What happens if you neglect data or worse, misinterpret it? The consequences can be pretty severe, impacting not just your product but your entire business. For example, building the wrong product or features. Without data, you might build something nobody wants or needs, leading to wasted resource and time. Imagine investing months in the feature only to find out that users ignore it. Poor user experience. If you don't understand how users are interacting with your product, you might create confusion flows or frustrating experiences leading to the user churn. Missed opportunities. Without analyzing market trends or user behavior, you could miss out on a massive growth opportunity your competitors are already capitalizing on. Ineffective prioritization. You'll struggle to decide what to work on next, leading to endless debates and a lack of clear direction. Loss of credibility. When you can't back up your product decisions with your data, your arguments become weaker and you might lose the trust of your team and stakeholders. And the very important thing, financial losses. Ultimately, all of these downside translate into a financial losses. Lost revenue, increased operational cost, and diminished market share. In short, getting data wrong is like driving with a faulty speedometer. You think you're going the right speed, but you could be racing towards a cliff. This is a question I get asked a lot. Do I need to learn Python or R to be a good product manager doing data analysis? And my short answer is not necessarily to be good, but definitely it helps to be a great product manager. As a product manager, your primary role is to understand and interpret data and then use those insights to drive a product strategy. You need to be proficient in understanding the matrix, knowing what different metrics mean and how they relate to your product goals. Asking the right questions. Data analysis is only as good as the question you ask. Using data visualization tools like Tableau, Power BI, Google Data Studio, or even Excel can help you creating compelling dashboards and reports without a single line of code. SQL, which is structured query language. This is where it gets more technical. Knowing basic SQL allows you to pull specific data yourself from databases, giving you much more independence and speed. You don't need to be a database engineer, but knowing how to write a simple queries is a powerful skill. Understanding the statistical concepts. Knowing the basic of averages, percentages, correlation, and causation will help you to avoid misinterpretations. While knowing Python or R for advanced statistical modeling or building a complex data pipelines can be a huge asset, especially in large organizations or data intensive products. It's generally not prerequisite for entry level or even mid level product managers. Focus on developing your data literacy first. Learn to ask insightful questions. Understand what the numbers are telling you and communicate those insights effectively. If you later find a passion for deeper analysis, then diving into programming languages can be a natural next step. Many product managers also partner closely with dedicated data analysts or data scientists in their team. And that Product Bakar family brings us to the end of another insightful episode. I hope today's discussion has ignited your passion for data analysis and empowered you to make more data driven decisions. Remember, data is your friend, not your foe. Until next time, keep building amazing products and keep those data engines running. This is Rishi signing off from Product Bakar. See you next week.